Greetings, my fellow earthlings. We go by the name of Prophet WEallWEgood. And we want to share something this evening with the whole planet. Every single human being on the planet will benefit from the information that we're going to be sharing tonight about the WEsolution and about the WE level of consciousness. And the WE level stands for this little W right here. See the W? That stands for the whole earth, west, east, we. That includes, there's no more 99%, it's 100%. Every single human being on this planet is part of the WEsolution. We're all one fam, all we. We're all related. And we have to realize this. And we have this relationship that we develop with each other for that realization. The awareness, and then it's a we-some. Now, in order to reach this we level, though, we have to backtrack a little bit. And we want you to understand that reaching the we level is not a complicated process, but it's an evolutionary, a we-evolutionary process. We are evolving it constantly. When we're first born as young infants, we are given an identity, a name, Jim Jones, Mary Smith, Henry Baker, whatever you might want to call yourself. But once we realize that identity that we've been given, and we absorb it, we take it on, we become part of that identity. But there comes a time when we go from the understanding of our separate little identities to the unity with other people. And we realize that we all are at the me level. This is the me consciousness, the me generation. You see the M right here? That stands for mass. And the E right here, it stands for energy. Me, mass, energy, Mother Earth, my existence. We're all me. Every single person on this planet is me. Now, if you're sitting next to someone or if you have a mirror close by, all you have to do is walk over and look deeply into that person's eyes, and you will see a person, and that person is me. And once we realize that we're me, and that everyone is me, that we're going to have this loving understanding, the following of the me of Christ, understanding, whosoever believeth on me shall not perish. He was at the me level, that me level of consciousness. Love thy neighbor as thyself, because thy neighbor is thyself. Thy neighbor is me. Only through me shall they enter the kingdom of heaven. Follow me. The Bible says, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Once you realize that everyone on this planet is me, you love me. We love me. Everyone loves me. Now the you comes in, and that's something we have to eliminate. We have to eliminate the concept of you. Because you is that separation from me, that division that allows someone to say, I hate you. You're awful. I wish you were dead. No one's going around saying, I hate me. I wish me was dead. So once we realize that we're me, we're not going to try to hurt any other me's, steal from me, beat me up, kill me. It's ridiculous. We're all me. We're all mass and energy. And as I said, once we reach that understanding, we realize that we go from the me level, the mass energy, I am me, mass energy. We go to enough people at the me level. Once we each, the we level, we go from the me level to the we level, the we flexion. W-E, we, the whole earth. And once we're at the we level of consciousness, we reach this understanding of total globalization of the planet. We have a welcome home. We realize that home basically is here on Mother Earth. Home is here on Mother Earth. Everywhere is home. This is our home planet. Mother Earth is our mother. To every human being, we're all human beings of light that emanated from it, that infinite totality. And once we think about it, we have to realize that we are all part of it. That's why we're all related. That's the theory of relativity, is the fact that we all came from it. At one time, we've all heard about the Big Bang Theory, right? So the Big Bang Theory is based on the fact that at one time we were all together as one entity, one spirit, the infinite totality. People have different names for it. Some people call it God. Buddha, Allah, the Great Spirit, whatever you want to call it. We keep it simple. We keep it very simple. The infinite, see the I and the T, the infinite totality. Now you see it, now you don't. We're all part of it. And once we realize that we're part of it, we realize that we came from it. Because we were all together at one time. And as one time we're all doing it, we're all getting it on. As you're doing it, they talk about the Big Bang, right? Well, you have a big bang when you separate from it, as separate entities. Everybody wanted to be their own little separate Billy Jones and Fred Smith. And so we separated from it as mass and energy, as we talked about before, separate entities. And as we separated from it, right, the infinite totality, we separated from it and we created something very valuable that we all use and enjoy and is a creation of all of ours. It's called Time, time. Time was created by the separation from it, by me. If we're all it, there would be no time. We'd all be pulsating light energy. Now, Einstein understood this because what his theory basically was about, he said we must leave the I and the we for the it. He was totally into it. He said the most beautiful experience of life is that of the mystic, upon which all true science is based. He was so into it that he had a whole theory about it. It was called the theory of relativity, because he realized that we're all relatives. We are all related. We are all, to all our relations. We all came from the same infinite totality, the same source, so therefore we're related. It's very simple. So E equals mc squared. Total enlightened consciousness takes place when we merge together. That's the massing together, collective energies of all the different hue beings on this planet. This is the planet, the planet Earth. And we all agreed to kind of come here and have gravity and air and all this other stuff. This is our opportunity to experience the pleasures of existence. That's why there's delightment. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, partying, that type of thing. And then once a person is tired of all those desires and those things, they evolve into a higher state of consciousness, the enlightening state, the E. That's what the E stands for in Einstein's theory of relativity. Total enlightened consciousness. Remember, no one will become enlightened unless they've been delighted. We don't want to take you folks away from your pleasures. Go out there, do all this stuff, enjoy yourself. We don't want any whiners and complainers. Because you know what happened to Lot's wife when she left Sodom and Gomorrah? She was not ready to leave. She looked back and she was turned into a pillar of salt. So we don't want that fate to befall any of you folks, but we want you to be aware of the fact that we are going to transcend from this plane into the next dimension. But that's a whole different story. I don't want to talk any more about it. I want to get back to we. We'll have a whole segment on it later. Now, getting back to we have to have this realization of this oneness. And we say, well, what do we do with all this knowledge? What's the purpose? Oh, sure, we're one, we're all one, tell that to Putin or whatever. But we have to have a plan, and we have to start with the WEsolution. Now, the WEsolution is based on the concept that there are many problems befitting the planet, or befalling the planet, I suppose. First of all, we have ecological problems, and we have to deal with those. Then we have to deal with economic problems. We have to deal with those. And then we have political problems and we have religious concerns. So let's start one at a time. The first one we're going to talk about is the WEecology. Now we have to think in terms, when we say the world ecology, it is the WEecology. Earth is one huge organism. It's not into separate borders. It doesn't have any divisions. What happens in Chernobyl or Fukushima or 3 Mile Island or anywhere on this planet will affect the whole planet. We're all tied together, this plane it. We're all related. Home is here on Mother Earth. And we're all all we. We're all related. And we have to realize that. We have to feel that we're all connected. So in order to deal with the WEeconomy, the WEecology, is the fact that we have to think in terms of Earth. And we have to think in terms of the whole Earth, the we concept. And so we have to reduce, we use, and we cycle to protect our natural resources, the earth, air, and the water. They belong to everyone. Water is recycled dinosaur piss. Everything in this planet, it gets recycled It's a recycling process. The whole earth, the natural resources, they belong to every single human being on this planet. Can't be bought or sold. We have to have this realization of a beautiful family of earth living in this blue orb in the middle of nowhere. We'll talk more about the ecology in a different session, but think about it as far as global warming, what we have to do, the resources we have to really focus on trying to reduce, reuse, and recycle. And that's a very important. I don't care for whatever reason. There's no use being wasteful. Second of all, we're going to talk about the economy, the world economy. Right now, the world is still in a very difficult and depressing recession. It is a recession. Unemployment is rampant. Many foreign countries, even in the United States, is high. There's devaluation of the ruble, the dollar is having difficulties. All these different problems are besetting the planet right now. And this is the recession. But we want to replace the recession with the WEsession of peace and plenty for the planet. Now, in order to do this, there's a couple of steps we have to make. First of all, we want to have a redistribution of the wealth. Now, we're not trying to take away any money from anybody. All the people can hold on to their billions of dollars. We don't want their money. Because in order to redistribute the wealth is things that you can have that you can't buy with money. That's the true wealth. So once we get to the point of a weallization of what wealth is, we all become wealth we. We have a treasure we. We have a redistribution of the wealth. We have a monetary we system called money, where everyone's going to get an equal share that they'll start out with it, say January 1st. Everyone gets 100,000 moneys, right? And with that, we exchange it with other people. Buy groceries, get your hair cut, drive your car, gasoline, boom, boom, boom. Everybody accepts that money. And it's a trade system. We don't eliminate the existing one. We're not trying to cause any problems among the wealthy or the so-called the rich. They're not wealthy. They're not wealthy, at least. But we want to have a monetary system called money. And then the second major undertaking that we're going to do is going to establish a WE fund for the planet. The WE fund is to help all those who are downtrodden, hurricane victims, earthquake victims, tsunamis, people that have injuries, people that don't have insurance, people that have to have surgeries, they can't afford to pay for it. The WE fund is something that we all contribute to. Instead of giving to the Red Cross, I don't want to offend any organizations, instead of giving to any existing organized groups that are helping the disaster relief, we give to the WE fund. And you can still give to them if you want. But we want the WE fund to be established that will provide relief to all beings on the planet, irregardless of what country they're in, or their religion, race, all these separations. Because we want to eliminate that. That's part of the WEsolution, is that we eliminate any separation by economic standards, religion, political belief, country of origin, all of these different separations. Because what's been happening, that's why we want to focus on the we, because we want to eliminate the concept of us, the you concept, that we feel that we don't need you in the sense that the you becomes us. The yous become the us and the them, and it causes a separation. So getting back to you aside, we just eliminate the separation, the concept of you, and we don't want to offend you, but we don't need you. We just need me, and we need the reflection of me, which is we. So getting back to the we economy, we want to establish this as everything will become for we in a good way. The necessities, the food, bed, and the roof over the head. Every single person on the planet will have a bed to sleep on at night. They'll have some kind of shelter, and they'll have some food to eat at night. And that's not that difficult. We have billions and we have trillions of dollars that could be used to feed the homeless and give them a place to sleep. It's much less expensive. and to give them a sense of we all being, the we all being. It's a part of the family. That's our relatives living on the ground, on the street. How do you want to relate to that? These are to all our relations. We want to create a beautiful, safe haven to live. This is heaven. We create heaven on earth. Heaven is having each attain various eternal nows. Heaven is right here. We are living in heaven. We just don't realize it. We don't have the WEallization that we are in heaven. Now, getting back to the WEsolution, we want to keep going further. We want to take care of some of the political concerns that we're dealing with. And one of the major ones right now is, of course, political strife among different countries. So what we want to do is we want to reunite the planets. The planets need to be reunited. We have the United Nations, but the United Nations, but we want the United Nations. We want to form the Republic of Earth. And everyone is going to become a we member. Everyone will be part of this. We'll all be represented. We'll all become Republicans in a good way. We'll all have we again as our leadership principle. We again. We take over that concept, and we realize that we have to make the decisions. We don't give it to someone else. We don't get caught up in this us and them. We, the people of the planet Earth, we reunite with a peaceful WEallWEvolution. This peaceful WEallWEvolution is going to be done in the minds and the hearts and the computers of the planet, because people are going to, everything is going to go via WEall, by WEall. And by WEall is on Twitter, on Facebook, on all the various, we call it the Weedia. The Weedia is going to take over, and we're all going to become part of the WEsolution. We're going to have we shirts. We're going to have we cows. We're going to have we members. We're going to have we recruits. We're going to have people that go around weaving to each other. See the W right here, and you weave to people. And this is something that you have to realize, that you can give people the high we. Now, the high we is a little bit tricky. When you're leaving or you're greeting someone, instead of giving them a high five, right, you give them the we. This is to remind them, in case they don't remember, that we're all one. This whole thing is a we one. It's repetitive, right? But you both hit with the left hand like this. Now, if you say, hey, give me the high we, and somebody uses their right hand, then you know they haven't reached the we level. Because we're trying to get people to weech. That's why sometimes I'm a weecher. They used to call me the weaver and always, because I was a weaver and I was a weecher. I tried to get people to we-each the we level of consciousness. But getting back to the Republic of Earth, we have to regime change. It's a beautiful, peaceful transition. We wake up one morning and realize that we don't need, we have the we instead of the me. We have the only enemies we have are pestilence and disease and poverty and hunger and anything that's depression related. We just eliminate. Those are the things we concentrate on. Those are the things we eliminate. It's easy to eliminate hunger. Give somebody something to eat. It's easy to eliminate a homelessness by giving somebody a home to sleep in, a place to lay their head. So we have to understand that the regime change is a positive. It's a peaceful, positive WEallWEvolution, where we, the people of the planet, in order to form a more perfect government, we eliminate any division by race, religion, political beliefs, country origin, economic status, all these different things, sexual preferences, and we also eliminate the male-female thing. We're all human beings. We're all women. We're no longer men and women. We're all we men, that we're all equal. We are equal. And we love we. We realize that we are the ones we've been waiting for. If we don't do it, it won't get done. We are here to create heaven on earth. Now let's move ahead until the, I wouldn't say final we, but we're going into the concept of the we legion of love. Now the we legion of love is something that we all realize is true. We all love each other. You know, they talk about hatred. You know what hatred is? Hatred is frustrated love. Now, it is love, whatever you want to call it. Love is love is love. Love is the answer. And the we legion of love is having all the we's. Always, 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 That's all we's is all people. And then all ways is all different ways of reaching that level. And then all ways is forever. We reach the always, always, always level of consciousness, where we reach the we legion of love, the we level. It's difficult to stay at the we level. But once we reach the we legion of love, we realize, we have this realization. And like I say, it's a we-some, awesome. And it's a reality that we create and we live in. We become rejuvenated, refreshed, we invigorated. We act locally, well, we think locally, act globally. And we have this reality that we create. And it's wonderful. And one, we is spelled, one, we are one is our given consciousness. We are one. Okay, getting back to the we legion of love. Now with the we legion of love, we all become we members. And by so doing, we have a we birth. Talk about being born again. We are going to have a we birth of consciousness. We're going to go from the, the Freddie level to the me level to the we level. We're all going to we unite at the we level. This is the we union. So we're going to have a we birth. We're all going to be born again as we. And once we have this weallization, we're going to have a revival. The revival is the starting over, the increased of intensity, the vitalization of our spirit, realizing that we are one. We don't have any more enemies. We don't have any separation. We don't have any division. There's no more hunger. There's no more poverty. There's no more anger, no more frustration. We live in a wonderful world, free from all these anxieties and separations. And so what we do is we have a rebirth, revival, and a resurrection. Resurrection is bringing back. Because at one time we were all related. We knew we were related. When we first started, there must have been a few of us, our common ancestors. They talk about where they came from. Probably was in Africa. It was nice and warm. We're all Africans, Africans, and we're all related. We all have a similar background. We're all family, part of the earthly family. And the resurrection is based on the concept that we want to resurrect the past in the sense that it was a beautiful thing. And it's a beautiful thing. There's no separation between past, present, and future. It's all one. But with the resurrection, we have a Messiah. Now, the Messiah is something that we have to think about. Now, with the Messiah, it's not just a person anymore. It's a level of consciousness, a level of awareness. And so the Messiah is basically we as us. Because we have to do it. We have to reach this we level together. No one's going to come along and tell us how to do it. We've been working on it for many, 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 many years at the we level. And we're not looking for recruits necessarily. It's like nothing's expected, but nothing's rejected. We want people to have the opportunity to understand what the concept of we is. Because we are wonderful. We are beautiful. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the people that we realize that we love we. We love we. And once we realize that we love we, there won't be any division. There won't be any separation. There won't be any breaking ups or getting together, because it's all one. And once we realize this, it's pretty much a combination of physics, religion, politics, economics, all of it. Because physically speaking and physically speaking, we are consciousness. We are something that has emanated, a spiritual being that is slowed down into a material form, but is still vibrating at a tremendous level that if increased can transcend back into pure light energy. And that's what we're eventually going to be evolving into a higher state of consciousness that will be understood as a revolutionary process. We are necessarily we have to. I don't want to lower the boom on you folks, our folks, or we folks, but we have to reach the we level. We in order to we evolve, in order for the planet to survive, we must unite, form the WEsolution, have one world ecology, reduce, reuse, and recycle, protect our natural resources. We have the WEsolution with one world economy, one monetary system called MONWE, a we distribution of the wealth. We have a we fund to provide relief. We have a treasure we all become wealth we. And then we have the Republic of Earth, the we United Nations. We have a regime change. We have a realization of the oneness of all beings, eliminating poverty and separation and disease and all kinds of different things that we find offensive, and we become we united with the are we, reaching the Republic of Earth and regime change. And then finally, we have the we Legion of Love. We have a rebirth, revival, and a resurrection of the WEall, WEsci, which is us, and that we realize that we're one, and the whole thing is going to be a we one. All right? Well, we're going to leaving you now, but we will be having other sessions, sessions, and we will be discussing such things as specific means of implementing or resolving all these different concerns we have, the ecological, the political, economic, and religious. We talked about them, but we didn't give any real specific realizations. But in the meantime, or until we meet again, what we need to do is we need to weave more, go around weaving to people. Some people think they're silly or ridiculous, but it's based on reality. It's the WEall thing. So it's just a reminder, in case they don't remember, that we're all one. So we shall return, and we will be weaving right now. And remember, we're all one, and we love we.